Hi everyone. Man on fire. This customer is no stranger. You may know him as the TV presenter of Automotive on German broadcast Vox, or as a racing driver in the Falcon Porsche at the 24-hour race in Le Mans. Or you simply know him as a Harley rider on his Springer Evo or his CVO Street Glide. And from now on you can also see him on this hot machine. In the last weeks we accompanied Lance David Arnold during the construction of his custom bike. From the advice on the base model to the selection of parts to the finished bike, there was a lot to sort out. You can find the whole story here below. And now it's finally finished. What do you think now, when you see the bike complete? I wouldn't have dreamed of it like this. Then it was off to the tarmac for the two men. Lance on his brand new custom bike and our sales consultant Thomas on another, somewhat moderately converted FXDR, the base model for this conversion. And? I'm completely flashed. It bubbles out of the Duisburger, as he gets off his new bike. I'm totally surprised how awesome it rides. I laughed my head off under the helmet. Of course, there was the odd detent. But I wouldn't have thought how much ground clearance there is. Today was the racer's first time on a motorcycle on the racetrack, and then with such a heavily customized bike. But Thomas explains. Even though this is a custom bike, you can move it around briskly and still be safe on the road. After all, we've tested it a zillion times. And Lance, after his test ride, can only agree. Exactly. For me, the key is whether it's rideable, whether I get good feedback, and whether it's fun for sure. Just look at the tire. It's all used up, you've got plenty of clearance. Once again, Lance is more than enthusiastic and thanks for the smooth cooperation with you positive wacky people. And you can see the result here. Cool. And Thomas promises with a laugh, we'll stay wacky. Green Hell it's called, like the legendary Nordschleife, the oldest part of the Nürburgring, where Lance feels at home. The abbreviation LDA86 for his name and year of manufacture can be found on all the vehicles in Lance's fleet. We have engraved it as a special design on various lids for him. What makes this bike, however, are our matched components: single-sided swing arm, big wheels, lowered front and rear fender with lights, side license plate, nose spoiler and various black covers. And yes, of course we beefed up the powerful Milwaukee-Eight 114 engine with the torque kit Screamin' Eagle Stage 2 and the big air cleaner and tuned it with Don performance. There are a few special things in our house, so you know right away, now it's going to be cool. But really, here we go. GP tank, single swing arm, new digger wheels, slam tail, Jekyll and Hyde, Don performance. Bam! But not only that. We didn't just bolt on the rear fender with the integrated lights. It was welded in painstaking small steps and about 20 individual parts, the chin fairing as well. Also the gas tank is handmade on the plate of our own welding booth. Of course there are also some parts from our own machine production. Everything that is available in covers, we have constructed ourselves and also used here: swing arm, axles, air box, clutch cover, EFI cover and some more. Highlight and at the same time high-tech is our single-sided swing arm, milled from the solid and equipped with a hollow board axle. It takes our multi-piece 21 inches rear wheel and our pulley. At the front, our GT triple clamp ensures that we can install a 23 inches front wheel. The crowning glory is, as so often, the ingenious paint job by Master Ingo Cruiser. With his gun, he turns every bike into a very special one-of-a-kind. In this case, our custom Mazuran opted for the combination of a rich red tone with a sporty silver with white and orange accents. What a good choice! If you like it a little sportier, we recommend a conversion in our GT style. What makes this style? Power, a sporty chassis and a sporty look. So, with a lot of power thanks to Milwaukee-Eight 114, Screamin' Eagle Stage 2 and the Don performance mapping, the inner values of this Softail FXDR are already right. Visually, the GT4 scores with our body parts, an exclusive cruiser paint job and various covers and coatings. Chassis-wise we have lowered the FXDR, our new suspension system slam tail and the fancy wheels from our new Digger series. The rear with the seat pan is bolted on like our GT style. We achieve the crouched stance despite the larger wheels in 23 and 21 inches by the slant tail at the rear and by lowering the fork, our triple clamp and the stub handlebar. The acoustic pleasure and the last peak performance comes in this case by the heavy breather Elite from Harley-Davidson and the exhaust from Kestek. Some other parts from the Thunderbike production, such as the pre-mounted footrest system, grips and toppers, as well as the side license plate complete our concept. As you can guess from the name of the bike, there are other conversions in this vein. Originally based on the FXDR, we continue to build the GT series with the Breakout. The special parts that make up this style are compatible with both models. Let us introduce Marvin from Kiel. He is one of those men who is completely dedicated to our cult brand. Or how would you describe it when someone buys such a special FXDR conversion and has Harley-Davidson tattooed on various parts of his body? Some time ago the Northman had bought the Red Booster from us, a custom bike based on the Fat Boy in bright red, with which he was crazy satisfied. Then, at a service appointment, Marvin saw this gem in our showroom. The fifth of our GT range, from the GT1 to the GT style, took his heart by storm. It's just brutal. It's got everything I wanted. The single-sided swing arm and the welded-on parts such as the fender and spoiler are among the highlights. When you see Marvin driving his GT5, you think it's always been like that. It just fits. If his previous Fat Boy was rather classically converted, here it is really sporty and dynamic. For him, this means a fundamental change in the seating position, legs and arms in front, the seat low and plenty of thrust from the power unit. Marvin and Thomas from the Thunderbike team put the spurs to the 114 cubic inches Harleys and then chat about the two bikes at Schloss Reisfeld. After the first 20 kilometers maiden voyage we want to know from him. How did this change come about and what is it like to ride a bike with a stub after 5 years of ape hangers? Yes. You can do it like this. Whenever you think that cannot be better, rolls another banger from our custom workshop. This FXDR is like the golden lime in our series of sporty converted softails with some parts from our production in Hamilton and an exclusive paint design. The single-sided swing arm, the lowrider wheels in 21 and 23 inches, the wide steel rear end and the spoiler give the GT5 a mega fat appearance. The great thing about this custom bike, the rear and spoiler are welded like our GT2 and not bolted on. Our GT fork bridge makes the installation of the large front wheel possible. At the rear our single-sided swing arm ensures the use of a wide large wheel. Lowering at the front and rear brings us back down to the desired level. In the end, it's the big package of lid and cover that visually rounds out Master Cruiser's slick paint job. The gloss black powder-coated parts and the black brushed parts from Harley's Dominion series perfectly complement the bold colors on the paint parts. Here comes number 6. The GT is one of our sportiest custom conversions and features upside-down forks, big wheels and single-sided swing arm. As with the GT3, the original FXDR tank has been replaced by a GP tank. The significantly slimmer and longer tank gives the bike a sportier line. This line is supported by our GP rear fender, which picks up the design of the tank and at the same time strongly highlights the 21 inches rear wheel due to its reduced size. In the front we install a triple clamp with rake, which allows us to install the large front wheel without losing too much suspension travel. To ensure that the larger wheels can also be braked well if necessary, the brake discs also grow in proportion to the wheel diameter. The GT uses 340mm discs, compared to the 300mm diameter of the standard model. This is made possible by specially developed caliper adapters that are mounted between the fork and the caliper. The paint design bears the signature of Chico's pinstriping. Our Jester invites to a lively dance. We built this chic dance partner based on the Softail FXDR in the style of the Raw and its sister models. With parts from our FXDR Special and some other Thunderbike parts as well as a high-quality paint job, the Jester joins our sporty emphasized custom bike series. After the end of the FDXR model we continue to build this style, for example based on the Breakout. A lowering at the front and an air ride system at the rear bring the desired low height. The seat and rear combination from our FDXR Special, the harmonious line. The chin fairing, which complete the sporty look, also come from this Special. We took the original wheels and combined them with a small fender in the front and our FXDR fender in the rear. This rear fender has the minimalistic lighting units already integrated and the license plate was moved to the side. For the exhaust system, we went with a 2-in-1 from Kestec this time, with the tailpipe only going up to the rim. This gives us a clear view of the fat 260 tire we put on the rear of the Jester. To go with the Kestec exhaust, we installed a heavy breather air filter from Screamin' Eagle. This elite version not only improves airflow, it also features an integrated forged aluminium cover to further enhance the stylized performance look. The color of the MotoGP Team Petronas can also be seen as an indication of the sporty orientation. Master painter Ingo Crusoe applied it in the right places, perfectly emphasizing the edges and curves. The look is rounded off by our grips and footrests and by various covers, from the ignition cover to the axles. What a blast! Shortly before the end of the year we hit something out again and present another FXDR conversion of the extra class. We have given the Softail model a single-sided swing arm, a sexy rear end, big wheels and some other special parts from our own production in Hamilton. And of course a stunning paint job. The sporty of the previous models is hereby continued, very noble in lime gold. From the series of our sporty FXDR Customs are now some GTs on the road. With different paint jobs and different details parts they all become unique. The GT style built about a year ago comes closest to this conversion. Again, the lines are changed with the bolt-on rear end, The big wheels in 21 inches and 23 inches from our Big Speed series and the lowering to showcase the racing gene of this model. Along with the air filter and short Jekyll and Hyde system, ensures that everything is tickled out of the Milwaukee-Eight 114. Adding to the original tank is our Bose spoiler, headlamp cap, small fender and a terrific paint job by Ingo Cruiser that accentuates our concept. Thanks for watching.